Hello everybody, this is Aaron the Game Godfather with another League of Legends video. This is part 2 to the Sona game from previous. For those of you not watching part 1, what the hell is wrong with you? But just having a little fun with there. Alright, now as you remember what we just left off in part 1, Ramos came in, failed the gank, and Nivea died from that one. Nilly tried to also help out the gank, and all three of those died. Granted, we lost Jin Zhao, but even Jin's having a little bit of fun with the fact that he's only got 5 assists, and I have 5 kills. And then the whole team's getting a good laugh at that. Galio's laughing at the fact that I'm 5-0 and 2. Everybody's laughing at the whole thing. Rise is giving a good kick out. I mean, I'm Sona and I'm carrying almost. As you can see there, I get a little close to Pantheon. He's about ready. He's gonna go for a push. And honestly, if he had his stun up, he could have tower dived and would take me out. But he already wasted his stun on while I was in the bush. Jin Zhao is back in. He's ready to go. I'm 2 levels ahead. And you can see their second goal. For some reason, Pantheon used his ultimate right by our tower. This is where I'm regretting the fact that I am level 9 and I don't even have my E spell yet. Because if I would have had it, I would have been speed boosting Jin Zhao like none other. And I would have been able to catch up to Pantheon. But of course, we get baited. And I'm thinking Jin Zhao's going to run. But he's taunted. I'm not sure what to do. I ult. See if he can get out. He can't. Of course, they lose Nidalee, and also Nivea's trying to cut me off, and Nivea doesn't even try and put up a wall, which I was a little bit shocked at. Ramos, of course, he's trying to take me down with his taunt, and of course he falls as well, so that's actually 2 kills for me. Like I said, all these kills you see, these are not kill steals, they are not intentional. The fact of the matter was, I saw 3 on 2, myself as Sona. I'm a perfect target for taking down easily, especially with Ramos and Nidalee and Pantheon and Nivea and all those people. I did not want to be going in there and all of a sudden dying and have Jin Zhao dying. I seriously thought he would have maybe escaped or anything like that, but of course he could not. And the fact of the matter, even Jin Zhao, he's getting a good, he's laughing his head off. If you read his, anytime he writes anything, he's always having fun with the fact that, you know, Sona in the house. You know, he's having a ton of fun with this. The fact of the matter, I'm carrying and I'm just kicking butt as Sona. You can see there, my next item, of course, went for Archangels. I always like to rush Archangels simply because I get a ton of mana plus ability power. Next, you'll see I build Philo Stone, so I get health regen and mana regen and all sorts of stuff. As you can see there, we get to the point now that Nidalee has died twice, I believe, to myself as Sona. And that's, yeah, that's... We think that she either was just not doing that well, or was just having an off game, or was just trolling. We don't know. Even Rise was saying report her, and even the Ramos was saying report her, and I was, you know, I just think that they got to the point that as soon as they started seeing me get kills very easily, they're like, we give up. It's over. Sona's killing us off left and right. It's done for. So we think that's what it was. It was for some reason, Nidalee tower dive Rise. And Rise was on full health, I believe. I do apologize, this is low replay, so I could not. I just simply stuck the camera myself. This was originally going to be possibly a spotlight video for Sona, but instead I decided to save that for the how-to series of mine, and I just said, hell with it. We'll leave that kind of videos for later on. That's why if you have problems with me saying QWE or all and that stuff and not saying the actual names of her spells or abilities or songs or whatever you want to call them, it's just because those I'm saving for the spotlight, just in case if they do change her up again down the road. They've already changed her once, and I'm always afraid if they change a champion once, and they've been reworking a lot of champions lately, that I want to kind of leave this alone. This is a slightly older video. So if you see things that might be before a certain nerf or a buff, then you'll understand why. So I do apologize for that. And as you can see there, power is desperately low, and Pantheon is still sticking around, and I'm just waiting for the perfect opportunity to just basically jump on him, ult so he can't move, and Jin Zhao comes in and just beats him in the face. And of course he does. Very well. It worked out perfectly, actually. I was surprised Pantheon was going to stick around. I thought he was going to actually run away, especially with a sliver of health left on the tower. This game, I gotta let you know one thing. This is the final part of this Sona video. This is one of the reasons I stopped using low replay. I have no problem with people making low replay or distributing it or running it or programming or any of that kind of stuff. But there is one. There's so many bugs with it, and I keep on trying to try the patches and everything. But those just don't seem to work. It seems like every single time I do something, if I patch up, it just gets worse. So I just got to the point I'm going to stop doing that. I'll just record from a live stream, or use live stream, or just turn fraps on during a game. It's even kind of funny. Caitlyn's supposed to be an AD carry, but as you can see, if you look at hers, she doesn't really have a lot of attack damage. She has a little bit, but I was almost tanking her attacks. Which shouldn't be done by Caitlyn. Sona should never be able to take that much shots from a Caitlyn and maybe lose 10% of health. So we can already tell that they're not doing as great as they should. They're more or less going for survivability right now so they can live. And of course we know what Ramos is going to try and do right here. He's going to try and take down the tower by circling around it rather than openly go up and hitting it. And the obviously funny thing about that, you'll read in a second, Ramos is a little upset, but also having a little bit too much fun with it. He, for some reason, wandered around like a shark in water, and then eventually started attacking the tower. But of course, wandering around didn't seem to do much. If he would have sat down and attacked it, he probably would have taken it down. He still probably would have died, but he would have taken the tower down at least. He didn't. So I hate using the word, but fail Ramos, I guess. He's even now getting to the point that he's blaming, too much feeding, happened to bot, this and that. He's really laughing at the fact that I'm 8-0, and now of course I have my E, and Jin is ready to make a comeback. He is ready because he already Pantheon got a couple of kills off, and of course little Nivea thinks that she's gonna get away, and I don't know how. For some reason in Nivea, I don't think I ever saw her put up a single wall this entire game. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know if the person playing Nivea was not good putting up walls or whatnot, but as you can see here, every single time I say Nivea and she needs to make a getaway, she doesn't put up a wall. It's the strangest thing. I don't know. We're getting to the point right now we have no problem. We've got mid has lost a tower, bot has lost a tower. So Dragon's pretty much an open target for us. So of course we, Jin Zhao and myself, we go straight for Dragon. We take it down, no problem at all. And of course Caitlyn's now saying report Nidalee, and that's because Nidalee has been away for a long period of time. And if you watch the map, you'll see to me she's not been around. So it's just basically, I think Nidalee was either trolling or was having a really bad game, and it's one of those kind of players that's just like, you know what, I'm having a bad game, I just give up, I don't care. And you see there, I've got my pretty much all I need as far as mana and mana regen. I have my Archangel Staff, I have the Ionian Boots, I have Shirelia's Revelry, I believe is how you pronounce it. So I have all the health regen I need, especially the fact I can heal myself, and a ton of mana regen, so I can pretty much stay in a team fight for as long as I want, or even harass a tower as long as need be, or anything like that. This is actually where I get to the point where I get way too cocky. Jin Zhao, for some reason, passes up red buff and has no problem. He's sitting there. I was actually trying to get low enough, but then he leaves. I was figuring, well, I guess he doesn't want red buff, so I'm going to go even more humorous Sona, and of course, get red buff. Yes, Sona with red buff. It's actually very humorous to see, as you'll see later on. And it actually gets to the point where people start getting afraid of, as soon as I start coming in. I come in and I change every team fight, it seems like. As you can see there, I'm saying Troll's gonna troll, I guess. I don't know, because even Nidalee's not even trying to defend herself. I think it's just to the point she doesn't want to just rage quit the game. She's just looking for free IP at this point. Yeah, even Rise, he's goofing around saying /surrender, bad game, just because, you know, he had a couple of bad deaths, but nothing too horrible or outright. This is something I'm surprised I actually got away. You see here, Galio basically saves my butt. He ults, he stops everybody. I throw out my ult, and of course he takes Caitlyn's ult. So Galio basically allowed it so I can actually keep my 0 deaths going on. And here's something very funny. We have the anti-carry Poppy right there going up against Caitlyn, and Caitlyn is just dead set on going against me. Why? I have no clue. And again, as you can see, no Anivia walls. Not a single one. She puts down her ult, of course, no problem. But that's it. She doesn't put up a wall. It was the weirdest thing. And of course, I think, except for Nidalee, of course, we pretty much aced them. And we didn't lose too much health. It's because it doesn't help that I've got a lot of flight ability, or not, I believe my blue runes are ability power per level, as well as I think my red runes were, but they could have been magic penetration. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going off the top of my head here, so I do apologize for that. But you can see here, I've got plenty of cooldown, plenty of minor regen, so I'm just sitting there healing everybody up, and they only have to leave. Everybody that was even remotely low, they're now back up at full health. You know, I've got Shirelia's active effect, so I can also give everybody huge speed boost, so we can just charge in and take them all down again. Ramus is the point he thinks he's going to get a kill. Maybe see if he can't get the people that are tower diving. Of course, that doesn't work. Granted, I'm getting low on mana now, but that's because I'm spamming all my spells. Just EW all the time. With a few Qs. Don't worry. For some reason, you can see there, Anivia is trying to do a backdoor. Odd enough as that is, but for some reason she goes for it. And if you watch, you'll see some humorous. You'll see something what she tries to do and fails really badly at. Anivia is not leaving. She went and she did the back door. She took on the tower, but she's not leaving. She's now trying to farm. So of course Poppy gets her ult. Finally an Anivia wall. I think she just finally put her first point into it, and Poppy is just chasing her down. I'm just EW, mainly trying to get my E going. Give Poppy a good speed boost so she can keep up with Anivia, especially since she's slowing her down and everything. As you can see here, the reason I didn't go right behind Poppy was I had a feeling Anivia may flash or ghost or do anything to kind of juke Poppy, so I decided to take the long way around. Of course, I'm figuring she may try and go way around, maybe cut through mid, something like that. But of course, Poppy gets her. Galio's real low. I come in, I heal him, pop my ult. There goes Ramus. He's taken out of the team fight. Rise, he takes Caitlyn way down low. I get the finishing blow, not going for kill steal again. And of course, Ramus, he's trying to go in for a kill, but as you can see there, he's got almost little to no armor. He has the turtle shell, he has Aegis, he does have that scale mail or the vest, whatever, but not a lot of armor. And that's it. I do apologize for the fact of the matter the video just ends, but this is where I have a problem with low replay. This is how it actually ended for me. It literally, I walk down to the middle lane, they surrender, and that's it. The replay just kind of sits there frozen, but you can still hear the song being played, you can still hear music, you can still hear sound effects. It's as if the video didn't freeze as much as kind of get into a loop. So this is one of the reasons I stopped doing low replay. But of course, they do surrender. I believe it's a 4-1 or 4-0 at least. Surrender. We win. It was a fun game. But as again, I did not want to take any sort of credit. Galio, he saved my butt from a Caitlyn ult, literally from a team fight. Jin Zhao, he did great damage. Rise, he did pretty good at mid. And Poppy was doing great as anti-carry. She made sure to shut down Caitlyn down and anybody else that had a chance of carrying. And this was just a fun game. So, I'm Aaron, the Game Godfather, and this is just a random Sona video.